We outsource our parenting because it's easier, or we believe the lie that we're not qualified experts to educate our kids, so we have to subcontract our parenting and discipleship out to the government. We're going to have little kids that come back as little Marxists, little statists, little atheists, drag queens, strippers, drug dealers, and you name it. Pull your kids out of the schools that are teaching your kids bad things and put them into places that teach them good things.
Hearing famous people say weird stuff is nothing new. It's also nothing new to have white evangelicals act as if public schools or any government fundings are bad. Actually, if you know the history of what are called chartered schools or private schools in this country, it is absolutely just that.
Just like any scam, vouchers may sound good, but once you dig into the details, you realize they're ripping you off. A voucher is any program that takes our hard-earned tax dollars out of our underfunded public schools and gives them to unaccountable private schools. It's not a popular idea, and that's why voucher proponents have had to come up with a bunch of new slogans to sell their scam. Let's walk through each one. First, vouchers are not school choice. In fact, it's the school's choice, because private schools can deny admission to any kid for any reason they want. They can deny admission because of academics, because of behavior, because your parents don't make enough money, or because you're not the right cultural fit. That's right. Second, vouchers are not educational freedom. Private schools don't have to provide special education services. They don't have to provide transportation. And the voucher doesn't even cover the full cost of tuition at most private schools, which is why in Arizona, 85% of their voucher program went to subsidize wealthy kids who were already in private school to begin with.
Going back to my original question to you in terms of this voucher system being born out of racism, you also said there were issues concerning the public school system, which I agree with. But as legislators over the course of these many years, we put things in place in our public school system in order to deal with a lot of those issues, one of them being accountability. You agree with that, don't you?
Do I agree with accountability in public schools?
That we put accountability systems in order to make certain that we dealt with some of the equity issues and some of the non-performance issues, et cetera, et cetera. You agree with that because you've been a part of that.
Yes.
All right. So given that we've done that in the public school system in order to ameliorate the impact of racism, do we have anything in this bill that would make certain that there's accountability for private schools that select students and use public dollars in order to educate them?
The accountability, first and foremost, belongs with the parents, right? Because once this money is designated and approved for the family to use, they are directing the funds, not the state.
I favor school choice. I am not opposed to school choice. I am opposed to the language that allows illegals to obtain this money. And I was accosted by a parent prior that's present in this room who said to me, "Why are you trying to hurt our children? You want to throw my children out with the bathwater. We already give illegals money, so we should give my child money." That's the point. How many carrots are we going to dangle so that more people come to Georgia illegally to get money that my taxpayers' money pays? So I'm 100% for school choice. I do not like this legislation, and I want you to amend it with the language so that United States citizens, students, can get the money.
It is a racist history. When white people in the South that didn't want to integrate schools took their kids out of public school systems and put them in Christian academies, we found out how you can keep the schools segregated using public funds.
All this accomplishes is further redistributing the wealth in this country from the bottom to the top while gutting the already woefully underfunded public education system, which is, of course, exactly the point. They just want to be able to teach the kids that they want to teach, the things that they want to teach them. Meanwhile, all those that they deem problematic or undesirable get left even further behind with no mechanism to strive upward or to push back, content to labor obediently in the dark for their benefit until the end of time. However they try to spin it to you, that is what they want.
There's nothing different in what Kirk is advocating for, with the exception of don't educate your kids in public school because they'll come home as drag queens, or thugs or drug dealers. Undoubtedly, the code signals that are being sent here are clear as whistles. We know exactly what and who Kurt is talking about. It is absolutely disgusting, though, that they're doing it in the name of God, Jesus. Christianity is what they're calling this. This is not Christianity. This is anything but Christianity. Nothing in this messaging is about doing for the meek or the least amongst us. Nothing in this messaging is about bringing people together for the love of God, one God. None of that. It never has been. Christianity is responsible for everything. The prolonging of slavery, racism, Jim Crow, all of it has a root in white Christianity, which is completely different than other Christianity. Anyone pretending that white Christianity or Christian nationalism is anything other than a tool for white supremacy, then you're living in a world that is fanciful. A world that has killed so many Black people and other people for white superiority. We need to move beyond this idea that people who want 10 commandments in the school or prayer before breakfast, only one type of prayer and only one type of commandments posted in school, even though we are a nation of many. A nation that guarantees a freedom of and from religion. It's not enough for white Christian nationalists. Kirk seems to be having a lot of growing pains, and it was obvious in this video. I'm Mondale Robinson. Don't be stupid.